Oh my, this energy is just very interesting, and you're probably feeling it in your own way right now. So at the time I'm making this video, we are about to go into the year of the fire horse, and I have never heard anyone talk so much about like the animal of the year before. It just seems to be maybe something that people are hanging on to for hope, I would think, just because it's been such an intense year. It's been such an intense time on Earth as we're moving out of the old way, like the Matrix. I don't think that the Matrix is coming to an end, but I do think all this darkness coming to the light, all these things being revealed, it feels like the ending and it feels like the beginning. And it feels like the rise of the new Earth. And so what you're feeling, Duchess, sorry, Duchess was just about to attack the styrofoam, which would have been annoying in the background. So I'm also just watching paragliders go over the ocean right now. It's been like this all day. And so today I was really in an interesting headspace, because for the past few days I've been just like navigating kind of like that energy that I was feeling before when we had some massive solar flares. And I know that there's also still quite a lot of activity in that realm, but then today I was like just really going down the thoughts of like, what am I doing, where do I want to be, like just kind of in a way spiraling. I was like, do I want to be in Italy? Do I want to be in Portugal? Do I even want like this life between all these places? Are these the places that I want? Like, what if it's Thailand? What if it's Bali? What if it's a sailboat? And I just was like, ah. And then I listened to all of that, like just nonstop, my brain like try to figure it all out. And I asked the questions. I said, God, reveal this to me, like the right answer, the answer that is most aligned with my highest truth, my highest purpose. And then instead of doing my walk today, I went on, or my workout today with my personal trainer online, I did a walk. And so I just left my phone at home, which I've never done walking into the village. So I left my phone at home. I'm here in Portugal, if you don't know. And I saw my friend sitting on the bench, and we had met on the farm in Italy, and he had volunteered there, and like he helped me a lot during the time of Ladybug, my horse, losing her babies, of my baby foal chaos. Many of you guys know the whole story of Ladybug, and then getting injured. He was there when I got injured, and he's like a very spiritually aware friend, and so it was just like very fascinating to see him. And I just sat down next to him and looked at him. He was also there the day that Aslan was born, so he hasn't seen Aslan since he was a puppy. Aslan's my Kangol, if you don't know. And so we sat down and he's like, what the fuck? And so we just sat there in like this little vortex, and we went deep into a conversation, just catching up, and also like, of course, like we know each other, and so I feel like I trust him in these conversations. And I've talked about recently how sometimes people here will like just try and dive into like a deep conversation, and I'm like, whoa, like let me get to know you first. Anyway, it felt like so nice and so aligned to go in that conversation with him. And he just reflected to me real quick and real simply, because it is very simple. He's like, yeah, what you're feeling is probably the start of the fire horse. I was like, oh yeah, like there's this like gotta go energy, like, and I am coming out of the snake and the shedding and like the figuring it all out. And so there's this like confliction, I think, as we go into that. It's like, I don't think that we're just ready to like go to the races as a racehorse. Like we're kind of still integrating. Also, if you hear Duchess's cough in the background, she has a lung condition that she has been diagnosed, will always have it. She's always had it since she came from the streets of southern Italy, but she's okay. And so that conversation then went in so many directions, which were just so many mirrors of what's happening here on Earth as well, and what we're navigating at this time. And so it was really a mirror for the conversations that I've been having on here for the past few videos of like this darkness, this service to self entity, this darkness that has been infiltrating the collective for a very long time and still is doing what it can to try and keep individuals enslaved, keep individuals in fear. When you're in fear, when you're in a low vibrational state, your mind, I feel, can be infiltrated by these service to self entities. You can then be controlled. And so now more than ever is a very, very, very important time to continue on your sovereignty. That's what my friend had mirrored to me, like what he's working on and prioritizing is his sovereignty, And I was like, that's really beautifully said, like sovereignty of location, sovereignty of business, sovereignty of health. And it mirrored to me what I've been doing here, and maybe this is relevant for some of you. It's like ever since arriving to Portugal, since like the adventure of being stranded on the island of Ireland, which was just a fascinating time living in the hay barn in my broken down van, and then coming here. It's been 2 months now, and it's been a lot of like integrating and a lot of creating systems around my health, around my routine, around my business, around my sovereignty, and creating like a flow that works for me, that isn't around something else. Like chaos, I think, is like the best way to say it. It isn't built around chaos, it's built around peace. It's built around like calm, not calm, the opposite of chaos. Yeah, it's peace, like creating from peace. And like how we talked about when I first arrived, that was what my aunt was channeling for me, is it's no longer about creating from chaos and waiting for the chaos to invoke the crumble and invoke like the tower moment and letting that excitement drive us forward to heal and grow. It can now be about creating from peace and letting the passion guide you. So the passion can be the excitement that can fuel the part of you that thinks that living in peace and creating from peace is boring. And because that's, you know, that's so typical of the mind and the nervous system when we're so used to living a life that has been fueled by chaos. Hence naming my horse Chaos. A lot of you are like, don't name him Chaos, but that was his name, and he was born from chaos, and he served a beautiful purpose in my life. And isn't it so fascinating that Chaos died the year that I also, like, Chaos died in my life, not just him. And so, and then moving into this peace. And so what's interesting about the fire horse and the horse in general is that, and many of you guys know, I lived in Italy on a horse farm for a year and a half, and so I got to really spend time with the horse, getting to know the horse. So it's all very synchronistic, this message especially. So horses are not just about galloping in an open field and being free. They're also about being very intuitive, being very instinctive. They're prey animals, so they're very like aware of their body and their body cues. So that's been something that has been coming through a lot recently, is listening to the body when the body says yes, when the body says no. And I've shared this, and a lot of you guys have shared back that you've been getting it as well, is like when I'm in conversation here and I'm integrating into society again, and my body is like starting to sweat with certain people, or starting to tell me no, like when people just wanted to dive into, like that one person who wanted to just dive into a conversation with me and like go into these, like this very deep spiritual place, and I just didn't feel like it was safe to do that with him, because I really hope I can go down all these paths with you guys, because there's so much here, because of many reasons, and I hope to find our way back to those many reasons. So my body was saying no. My body was saying no to that conversation. I was sweating a shit ton. And I was like, why am I sweating a shit ton? Like, part of me was like, this is so cool, like this person gets it. And then I finally got to a place in the last 2 months of realizing, like, I have to trust myself. I have to trust my body when it's saying no, even if it looks all shiny and gold, even if it looks like the thing that I should be spending my time with, giving my attention to. So like my conversation with my friend today, you know, similar thing. We went deep into this conversation, but my body wasn't giving me that no. It wasn't giving me that sweating. It wasn't telling me that this wasn't a safe conversation. And so the horse knows. The horse feels that no. The horse has such a strong nervous system and an in-touch nervous system. When you're on a horse in a forest and like you stop, you see the ears twitching. Like you better look around because they sense something before you even see it. And so that's part of this too. It's not just about like, I'm wild and free and everything is abundance and fierce and all that. Like there's two sides. It's okay to be fierce and fragile. My friend had told me that when we were parting ways at the farm. A different friend, he's like, it's okay to be fierce and fragile. And I thought it was so beautiful. And I don't think that like the horse is fragile. I think that it embraces its like sensitivity, it embraces its soft side as well. They're herd animals, and so a horse does better typically when in a herd, and that's what was so beautiful and is so beautiful about the farm in Italy. I'm still a board member of it, but I don't think that I will be living on the farm again, but I still have been looking at properties in Italy. So the farm in Italy, when we would get rescues, the farm owner is like very knowledgeable in horses. Like she's taught me so much, and she really has the herd mentality. She's all about the herd mentality, and even like stallions, like making sure that they live together. And at first they have to like figure out who's top dog and whatnot, but then they get to live together, and we find, and because of her, because of the owner, we have found that they do much better because of that, because they find their tribe within the herds. There's herds within the herds, and they have the herd to live with. I don't know how else to explain that. Like it's very important to the horse. And so I feel that that will be very important to us in this chapter of life right now. So it's exactly everything is so synchronistic. Like the meeting with my friend, all the messages coming through, the thoughts that have been on his mind recently. It's like I've been having this feeling. Listen to the body. The body's saying yes, the body's saying no. Become part of the herd, like find your herd. And so I've been putting myself out there in the social settings here, like making friends. I went to a girls' dinner, joined a girls' social club. I went to improv. I went to a storytelling night. Like I've been integrating slowly, but also like really honoring my boundaries. And so that's the other thing about horses, is that they really honor their boundaries. Like especially Ladybug, I'm laughing like internally because she will tell you when she's not happy. Like especially when she was pregnant and she was not happy and she was not comfortable because of her condition of wobblers, and she was the whole thing of becoming pregnant was pretty much to save her life and buy her time. Right now we're not breeding her because she has wobblers, and we haven't really figured out the extent of her wobblers, where the wobblers is, if it is ever safe for her to carry a baby again, what's best for her. So she's not breeding right now. But when she was pregnant, it was like, even if I barely touched her belly, she would snap at me. I had a dream the other night, and it was like traumatizing, but it was a reenactment of when she bit my thigh. I don't know if you guys remember that. I think I showed you in one of the videos. She bit my thigh when she was pregnant. I walked in there after like a group dinner, and I was just like so happy to see her. It was nighttime, and I offered her like a vegetable, and she was not happy that I was in her space, in her stall. It was like cold, and it wasn't her normal meeting time. And like within a second, I didn't even realize what happened. She whipped her head around and bit my entire leg. And that was one of the most painful things I've ever felt, because their jaws are very strong. And the next day I couldn't walk. It was like that painful. And so that example is like, you don't have to go biting people in the thigh, but even though she loves me and like it didn't affect our relationship, it just taught me how to respect her better. It taught me how to respect her boundaries and how to not get in her space when she's having her cozy nighttime routine and like I am, intruding. And so the same thing in a different sense goes for us, is like, it is okay, and the right people who actually love you, it's okay to tell them your boundaries. It's okay to say, no, this does not make me happy. I don't want you here right now. Like, you'll find the right way to say that based off of who you are. But that's another part of being a horse. Now that you're a horse, you gotta have strong boundaries. And I'm trying to think, like, this is all just off of the top of my head. I didn't know where this message would go. We'll see what else comes through of the horses. But in regards to the conversation with my friend today, is like navigating what I was sharing in the beginning of, okay, so I'm here in Portugal. I'm trying to decide, do I stay here in Portugal longer? Do I go back to Italy and get a home there? And what I've been really craving, and something that I'm trying to honor about what it is that I desire, is I really desire my own home. Like, not a home that is already furnished, not a home that has decorations of other people. I really want to buy furniture. I really want to decorate the walls again. Like, that is just something that I really miss, and I haven't had for not so long, but it's been 2.5 years now. And I really, I'm feeling so called to that. I'm like, okay, well, where is that? Like, where do I want that? And the thing that I was exploring with my friend is that I've done this in the past. Like, on the farm in Italy, I bought the glamping tent, which you guys might remember, this beautiful glamping tent. And I loved living in a glamping tent for a little while, even though it was very, very cold. But I bought all this furniture for it, and I spent not like a lot of money, but like I invested in like a nice couch. I invested in, and it was just so silly because, like, thinking back, I'm like, this was a tent. But I invested in a nice couch and a nice like dresser thing, and kitchen stuff, like a bed, a really nice mattress topper and sheets and a bed frame, and like I made it so cute, and a rug, and I was so happy. But it was also built on a foundation that I knew wasn't meant to last in this season of life. And that was something that I wasn't acknowledging and I wasn't looking at. And that has happened a few times in my life. That's been my pattern. Like, when I was dating a guy for 4 years, and we were building a home together, we moved a bunch because of mold and Lyme and all that, but we were looking into buying a house. Like, we were breaking up, but we were also looking into buying a house. We're like, either break up or buy a house together and start a life together. And so we were thinking about that. And for that pretty much entire time, I had this inner knowing, this inner voice, my intuition, telling me, no, 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 no. And I just kept ignoring it. And I just kept saying, like, all the reasons why it's yes. All the reasons why yes, yes, yes. This is great because we have a home together. And, like, we're building a home. And, like, I ignored all the red flags. And on the farm in Italy, like, I love the farm. I love the animals. I love the people. But it wasn't an environment where I could be what I need to be, where I could feel fully safe. My location wasn't completely disclosed, or not disclosed, hidden, and, weirdos online. And I just felt like I couldn't heal my histamine condition. I was around, mold in the house, mold in the hay, chaos, like in the middle of the night with the horses loose and horses dying, or not horses. Luckily, when I was there, we didn't have horses dying other than the babies, but like animals in general, like just part of animal rescues. It happens when you have so many animals. And so it was just like, and all these new volunteers and cultures, and like it was just so much, so beautiful, so much to grow through. But I could feel, even though I was building the roof, I made my little area, my little yard that like the owner was so generous to let me make my home into. And I had this deep down feeling that I wasn't listening to, of like, this isn't where you build home. Like, it could be close, but it's not necessarily right here where you're so open to so much. Like, you need more privacy, and it's different. It's what my intuition was telling me. And so now that I'm having these thoughts right now of like, where do I build a home? Where do I build a home? I'm also going on that journey of, okay, let's look at the foundation. And I really have to like lean into the foundation and lean into my intuition and trust in my intuition. And what's so beautiful about that right now, and this happening right now, is that I have been on this journey, and I have been exploring this with you guys too, of listening to the body, knowing what the body is saying. And so I feel equipped for this season of life of listening to that and trusting that and asking those questions. So your mind is designed to answer your questions. I just had someone on Instagram who was messaging me about dream life sleep hypnosis, which if you want to join is linked below. Life-changing, absolutely life-changing, changed my entire life, hundreds of other people. Use your own voice. It's the beginning of the method that is in my app, Nove, which I'm so excited about. We also talked about that, my friend and I, and he's like super excited about it as well, so that was really nice to get that feedback. I was speaking with her and she was like, I've been asking myself, because we were talking about that concept of your brain is designed to answer the questions. She's like, I started asking myself these questions, and I think that this will serve a lot of you guys, and I think it's so powerful. She started asking herself, like, why am I so abundant? Like, that is such a timeline leap right there. Why am I so safe? Why am I so loved? Why am I so healthy? And then your brain has to answer from that chosen timeline self, from that version of you that has those things. And so then you get those things, and then you can integrate those answers into your life. And so it's all about asking the right questions. It's about listening to your body. It's about going where you know you will have the community, have the herd. It's about being where you can expand around those who will expand you and allow you to run free, and not hold you back, but also be there for you when you come back from your little crazy zoomy spurt as a horse. And I'm just getting an image again of Ladybug. She's just so wild. She would just get in like this thing, and then especially after she let the babies go and she had more energy, she would just like run up and down the pasture and just be absolutely insane. And then her friends, Guapa was one of the horses that you guys helped me rescue from the mafia guy, and so her and Guapa, I believe, were living together at that time, and Guapa would just be there like, okay, like she's kind of more like subdued, like she's just really chill. She's like, oh, there's Ladybug doing her crazy thing, and then Lady would be done and she'd be like, yeah. And then they would just go to like chewing on each other's manes together, and like so cute. And like, so they accepted each other, they allowed each other to be what they needed to be, and then they had each other, they came back to each other. And so that is who you should surround yourself with now and for the rest of time. Now I can't speak. I think I'm like so caught up on the thoughts of Ladybug, but now and from the rest of time is like what we learn in this year right now will integrate for the rest of our life. It's not just going to be the year of the horse. It's like who you become now becomes the foundation for the rest of your life. And this energy will support you. Like all these things that we're talking about, they're beautiful. These are all beautiful. It's not like shedding the skin and like shedding all the layers, which is beautiful too, but it's like, it's painful. Now is about connection, intuition, expansion. Like there's so much grounding, running free, like at the same time. The horse is freaking magical. I'm such a horse girl now. So the house that I was looking at today in Italy has 3 stalls for horses, and I'm like, do I do this? I don't have to have horses if I live there, but it is an option. It is an option. So there's so much more to what I want to talk about with you guys, and we have time. We'll go deep down into all these realms of the darkness that is here, but you guys know, it's like stay in the joy, stay in the curiosity, allow that to guide you. Do what brings you joy. Don't fall into fear. If you find yourself falling into fear, if you find yourself leaving your body because it feels too intense, regulate. Find a way to regulate. With Ladybug, I would do EFT tapping on her. Like you could do EFT tapping on horses. There's also going to be EFT tapping in Nove, which I'm so excited about. You can look up how to do EFT. I teach it in videos that have been a long time ago, so just look up YouTube how to EFT tap. I will teach you guys further soon if you would like. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to teach you how I do EFT, or you can sign up for Nove once it is available. So regulation, nervous system regulation, breath work, also in Nove, like such a personalized journey of, I don't want to tell you too much. It's like, it's such a cool platform. I really love it, and it's been such a download, like such a spiritual journey creating this. So when you feel the fear, when you leave your body, when you start to feel that anxiety, remove yourself from whatever it is that is causing that and put yourself first. Choose yourself. The horse chooses themselves. Ladybug, she chose herself in that stall when she bit the shit out of my leg. And I honor her for that. I'm like, you're a queen. That really hurt and traumatized me, but you're a queen. So you choose yourself. You do the regulation. You shake if you have to shake. I was talking to my aunt about this because we were talking about, nervous system dysregulation. And I was telling her how the animal in the wild, which many of you guys know, but if you don't know, I think it's important to share right now. The animal in the wild, when they're getting chased by they're the prey, by the predator, when they escape from that situation, once the threat is gone, they will shake to regulate their nervous system, and then they can relax and go into the parasympathetic. We lost that along the way. So we see these things online, especially with this online world, which is, I think in many ways was downloaded to the collective from service to self entities to keep us enslaved. So we see all this stuff all at once, sad, happy, scary, blah, blah, blah. And then we're so dysregulated, but we're still just on the couch like, meh, meh. Like, get up, shake, get your body into regulation, get back out in the world, go find your herd. Listen to your body, navigate your body, run free. It's all energy. It is all energy. When you change things, when you finally say goodbye to all the shedding, goodbye to everything I let go of, you have all this space. I will leave you with this last example, is when I quit my job in the US, in California, I quit my job after 5 years of working with this company. I was consistently trying to find another job while I was working there, but I just couldn't. There was some kind of block up against it, or it wasn't the right thing for me because I didn't actually want another job. I wanted to do this. And so as soon as I quit the job, it's not like I told companies or told people that I was open for work, but I kept getting job opportunities out of nowhere. They were all mirrors of like old patterns and my learning lessons to say no to, but they kept coming in because the energy shifted. When you let go, when you say no, when you clear, it makes room for what is in supportive of you in this new timeline and what is in alignment with you now that you have all this space. So don't be afraid to let go of the last bits. Don't be afraid to honor that whole journey that you just went on in the year of the snake, and to embrace now that you are feeling this like, I'm going to go forward. You don't have to know what forward is. Ask the questions and your mind will answer, or it will put you on the path of the answer. Like randomly running into my friend and sitting on the bench with him and going deep diving into the ethers and finding so many answers together. Beautiful. All right, the sun has gone down. I'm quite chilly now that I tap into my body again. I don't actually feel it during the video, which is so cool. That's why I love these channeled messages. It's like channeling and my human thoughts mirroring each other and going on this journey with you every single time. I absolutely love this. I want to do this for the rest of my life. So thank you for being here. Please give this a thumbs up if you want to support this channel. It really, 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 really helps. You guys have been doing it recently and it has been making such a difference. If you have a hype and you want to hype this video, that makes a huge difference as well. You get 3 a week. Leaving a comment. I would love to hear from you guys. What are you feeling right now with this ending of the snake moving into the fire horse? It's okay if you don't feel super fiery yet. If you feel this weird kind of thing that I was explaining, I think that is very normal. So if you feel comfortable, let us know in the comments how you have been feeling with this transition. If you just want to leave a wolf emoji, we love wolves here, and I love seeing all your comments. I read all of your comments. If you want to sign up for Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, go ahead and sign up. If you want to follow Nove Method on Instagram, you can go to Araya Menti. It's linked in my bio there if you want to find it that way. If you follow that, once I launch the app, I will pick 5 people from the followers to get a year of free membership. And then if you sign up for my emails, which you can go to my pillar link, I believe at the bottom, you can sign up for emails there. I will send out an email to become a founding member soon, and so you will have a price lock for lifetime if you sign up there. And so you sign up for the emails, I will send out an email when it is time to become a founding member. I have all my other programs linked below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.